Maybe not everybody at the European Union Council agrees with that, but the majority is behind this idea. Russia is an existential threat for us, and we have to have a clear-eyed assessment of this risk. Under Putin leadership, Russia has returned to the imperial understanding in the world. Imperial Russia from the Tsar times, from the Soviet Empire times, has been rehabilitated by Putin, dreaming of a former size and influence. And the European Union Council, some member says, well, no, Russia is not an existential threat, at least not for me. I consider Russia a good friend. There are not many, but there are some. United Kingdom did that before us. At the beginning, we were talking about providing helmets, and now we are providing F-16. It's a long way between one thing or another. And we went through this long way because the Ukrainians has proved to be able to resist. And they act accordingly through disinformation, poisoning our information environment, and the factory of lies, the important factory of lies that Russia has, will attempt to interfere in our democratic processes, as they have already done and will do, I'm sure, on the next European elections. Wherever I go, I found myself confronted with the accusation of double standards. I used to say to my ambassadors that diplomacy is the art of managing double standards. Certainly something difficult, but it is about to manage double standards. But the fact is, people around the world have not forgotten the war in Iraq. And what is now happening in Gaza has portrayed Europe in a way that many people simply don't understand. They saw our quick engagement and decisiveness in supporting Ukraine and wonder about the way we approach to what is happening in Palestine. But the perception is that the value of civilian lives in Ukraine is not the same that in Gaza, where more than 34,000 civilians are dead, most others displaced, children are starving, and the humanitarian support obstructed. And the perception is that we care less. United Nations Security Council resolutions are violated, as it is the case by Israel with respect to settlements, or when it's being violated by Russia. And we all agree that Hamas has sparked this new cycle of violence with their atrocious attacks that we have to condemn once and again. But what has happened in Gaza after 6 months is another horror. And one horror cannot justify another. The Ukrainian existence depends on us. I know how to finish the war in Ukraine. I can finish the war in Ukraine in a couple of weeks, just by cutting the supply. If I cut the supply of arms to Ukraine, Ukraine cannot resist. They will have to surrender, and the war will finish. But is this the way we want the war finished? I don't want.